Okay, so let's talk about how to save up money for solo traveling. And this is for my fellow black women, okay? Because the way that we travel is gonna be a little different than the way everybody else. But if you are a woman, period, this is good for you. But these tips are specifically for, the women who have asked, like, is solo traveling what's safe for black women? Or what are some safety tips for black women that are traveling? And baby, you are on the right video, because I've gotten so many questions, even in these couple of days that I've been here in Belize celebrating my birthday. Happy birthday to me. And some of them are just so inspired. Like, I didn't take their questions like rudely. Like, I just feel like for so long I wanted to solo travel too, and I just never did it. And this is probably my 5th trip, so like, I'm not an expert, but I'm here to help you like get over your fears and get prepared. So depending on how this video does, I'm gonna likely do a series, and I'm gonna talk about hotels versus Airbnbs, other little safety tips. For this one, we're gonna talk about money and getting the money even prepared to be able to travel. You could worry about the safety and all the other things, but if you ain't got no money, baby, you ain't going nowhere, okay? And what I don't want us to do is look like all these other people online that are carrying large balances and taking trips knowing that they ain't got no money in their account. Like, when I see that kind of stuff, it really saddens me, because that shouldn't be our life. We should have the money to do both. And hopefully by the end of this video, you have some different tips and some different tricks that you've never heard of that will allow you to, again, save up and learn how to save up money for solo travel. So before I jump into it, hey girl, hey, my name is Jocelyn, and I'm the founder of Maximize Money, where I teach 9-to-5 earning black women how to create their dream lives. We don't have to wait until we 60, 70, 80 to live our best lives now. We want to travel. We want to collect these experiences. We want cute hair. We want nice things, okay? But we're going to learn how to actively and be able to afford them. That's what I'm trying to say. So I don't want to talk too long on this, but I do want to give you my backstory. And again, it is my birthday. So go ahead and pause this video if you want to. Get you a glass of wine, glass of champagne, baby. We're gonna have some fun on this video. This is gonna be raw and uncut. I'm probably not gonna cut out a lot of stuff. I'm gonna give you a lot of tea, okay? So get comfy, get you a glass, okay? Cheers to me for my birthday. And let's talk about it. So the number one thing you need, that you need to learn how to save up for solo travel is to, number one, determine what matters most to you. So I feel like a lot of times, we try to, connect to what we see online. You see the influencer girlies with the latest fashion. You see the traveling girlies taking trips every week, even though a lot of them ain't got no money. You see, the fine dining girlies. You see the wig girlies, and you just try to find like, okay, well, what matters to me? And I had to get to that point in my life to say, okay, baby, you could consume all this other stuff that's happening online, or you can decide what matters most to you, because depending on what matters to you is how your money is going to be spent. So I have learned how to spend according to what I value, which is why I never tell my clients, my money girls, what to do with their money, because we all have different values. They could value going to dinner every week. They could value getting a new wig every month. They could value traveling. And I'm never going to tell them not to do those things, because if that is what you value, then maybe that's what you value, But what I do want you to do is be cognizant of how you're spending, and have a strategy for how you're spending your money so that it makes more sense. And so just to give you a little more backstory, baby, I've been a traveler, okay? Like, I think I took my first international trip with probably $500. I really didn't have much. I had just turned 21. I was a senior in college, and it was me and my friends. Like, none of us had passports. We just always wanted one of those MTV style spring breaks, and we just kept hearing Cancun, Cancun, Cancun. We had been to Miami. We had went to West Palm Beach too, honestly, for like BET spring break, and that was intense. But we didn't have no money. We was in a little roach coat. Anyway, that's what you do when you're 20, 19, 18. We wasn't looking to flex. We just was looking to be in the scene, okay? And we would have figured it out when we got there. So we decided to take our first official trip, baby. We all trying to order passports. We don't even know the process. We order it hella late. Like, we have booked our flight, hotel, and everything, and realized that, like, we needed to apply for passports much sooner. So, like, one of my friends, I think it was Amani, shout out to you if you're watching this, sis. She didn't get hers until, like, the day before, because her last name wasn't matching her birth certificate. Like, we was real amateur, baby. And none of our parents told us nothing. They just looking at us, laughing at us as we figured it out. So that was my first trip, and I feel like that's when I was like, this is life. This is life. I want to do this more, okay? So I graduated, struggled through the recession and all this stuff. Finally got back on my feet, you know. So I'm 21 with my first passport. We didn't know what we were doing, but we made it to Mexico. Barely made it back from Mexico. Okay, we had to sleep in the airport. It was a mess, but we made it. But I feel like I was like, okay, I came back and I was like, I want to do more of this. I want to do more of this. Didn't get to do more of this for a couple of years because, again, I graduated in the middle of the recession. Baby, I'm 37. I've been out here, okay? And I didn't get a job for real, like a real grown-up job in my field until like maybe 24. And so I was living in LA at the time, and my sis hit me up. I don't know if I hit her up or she hit me up. Shout out to you, Amani, if you're watching this. That's one of my default travel parts. I have 3 defaults, and she's one of them. And I don't know if I hit her up or she hit me up, but we were like, let's do something for Memorial Day. Like, we had just gotten used to doing things for Memorial Day. Like, that was our little sort of getaway. And so nobody else was really available but her and I. And so we was like, bet, let's take a cruise. Like, let's do something simple. And so we got on that cruise, baby. Number one, we barely made it to the dock. We just really didn't have our lives together. Like, we were landing. She was coming from New York. I was coming from Cali. And we did not give ourselves enough time to get from Fort Lauderdale. Number one, why did we fly to Fort Lauderdale? From Fort Lauderdale to Miami cruise portal, Port of Miami. That's what it's called. And we telling the taxi, like, we'll give you an extra $20 if you get us there. Our cruise about to leave. We had some liquor that I brought that I wanted to sneak in. Like, I didn't have no time to prepare none of that. My mom had already told me what to do, but I didn't get a chance to do it before I flew. So I was like, okay, when I land, I'm gonna repackage it and make it do what it do, because technically you're not supposed to take liquor on there. But anyway, we did that. So we on a boat, we make the boat, God is good. So we get on a boat, we go straight to the bar because we have stressed ourselves out yet again trying to travel. We know nothing. So we go to the bar, and there's some guys there, some guys from DC. They were hella cool, right? We ended up kicking with them the whole time, you know? And so we get to our dock, which was the Bahamas, and so we decided to get on jet skis. And that was such a vibe. I think that was our first time on jet skis. And again, this is about 24, because we had done Miami and, you know, New York, obviously, which is where my sister lived. Eventually, I moved to DC. Like, we had done those things, but like, we wanted to do more international stuff. And so we get on this boat, child, this jet ski. I drive first. You know, granted, we had some drinks in them little pineapples. Not a good idea, okay? Because we was already toasted from the boat, the cruise, and then we get to Bahamas, get another pineapple with some rum in it and all the other things. And so then we decided to get on the darn jet ski. Why? I don't know. So we split our time because we scared. So we like, let's just do it together. So I drive first, 30 minutes or 15 minutes, whatever. We just split the time. And then she drives and we flip over. Our phone, all our things, all in the Atlantic Ocean, baby. You just thinking about it now cracks me up. And I know when she sees it, she gonna be cracking up too, because we really didn't know what the hell we was doing, child. We was just happy to be somewhere else getting another stamp. That was stamp number 2 for us, okay? So we didn't have no pictures from that experience. We had no pictures from the cruise because our phones were damaged. I feel like the guy ended up recovering them, but they just were not working. Like, they didn't work for the rest of that trip, so we were truly out of commission. So when we got back to the boat, you know, the cruise, the DC guys was like, oh, like, what y'all do? How was y'all trip? And we was like, child, we ain't got nothing. We don't have nothing. We don't have no pictures. Our phones are damaged. Like, we had nothing. They were like, oh, it's fine. Like, we'll just take y'all pictures for the rest of the trip and we'll just email them to y'all since y'all ain't got no phones. And so we got our pictures from them, just a few. We only have like 4 or 5. It wasn't much. But yeah, so that happened. And then I went back to Cali and I was like, I don't want to be in Cali. Like, I want to be closer to the East Coast because all the shit that I like to do was on the East Coast. And so eventually, like, I moved to DC. I don't even want to give you all the in-between because it's a travel experience, not a Jocelyn's life experience. So I moved to DC and our travels take off, you know, because now 2 of my homegirls, one of them is Amani, who I'm talking about now. The other one I'm no longer friends with. They in New York, you feel me? I'm in DC. So where are the cheap flights? Are they out of New York? Bet. I'm coming to New York, we can fly together. Are they out of DC? Bet. They coming down, we flying to DC, you know? So we did Jamaica, we did, did we do Mexico again? I don't know. We did Jamaica, we did the Dominican Republic, we did Barbados. Like, we outside and overseas, like, never before. But the thing about doing those trips is that I never had the money. Like, I never had the money to travel, y'all. Like, I think I got my first credit card like around 26, and I was just running it up. Not having no money in my bank account to cover this. The money in my bank account was for my bills. I had little savings, like little. Like, if I would have got laid off, I would have been homeless. Like, I had no savings. But what did I have? The answer of yes to any trip that one of my friends found. Like, Miami, yeah. Barbados, yeah. Jamaica, yeah. Like, it just wasn't healthy. It wasn't fiscally sound, and it got real for me when I realized that I couldn't even afford to live on my own. Like, I had a roommate where I was living, which is again in DC, right outside of DC in Maryland, and I did not like living with her. But my escape was traveling, even if it was just going up to New York to kick it with my homegirls, going down to Atlanta, hanging out with my sister there. Like, that was my escape, and I just never had the money. But did I ever stop? No, I did not stop. And life had to truly life for me. Like, God had to sit me down and be like, baby, do you want to just live in this rinky-dink apartment with this woman who you don't even like for the rest of your life? Or like, are you going to sit down and get your affairs in order so that I can help you get better? And so that happened. That awakening wasn't until like 28, honestly. And I didn't even move when God said to move. I moved at 29. Like, I finally sat down and I said, you know what? God, you're right. Like, I need to get my affairs in order because I want to buy a house. Like, I want to do the things, and I want to travel and know that I have the money to do it. So I need to get rid of this debt, y'all. I had over $80,000 in student loan debt. I had a car note, a brand new car note. I had this brand new credit card, and I had already been carrying balances. And now my mom was like, see, this is why I didn't want you to get a credit card, because I knew you was going to be doing the most. And it wasn't even on it was on nonsense. Brunch, happy hour, traveling, but it wasn't on like hair and some of the stuff that doesn't truly assign value. I'm like, at least it's on experience, Mom. Like, work with me here. And she was like, no, this is why I was so against you getting a credit card. So fast forward to now, I'm in Houston. I've been in Houston for a couple of years. I paid off the debt, you feel me? I paid off the car, God is good. I bought my house, which is what I've always wanted, and I'm able to travel a lot more. But I've also realized that, baby, you're gonna sink right back into this system of doing too much financially because you're trying to be hanging out in Houston and being outside and overseas, and you can't do both. So that's why I say to, if you really want to, learn how to save up for solo travel, you have to get clear on what matters most to you. And for me, it's being able to collect those international experiences, okay? So I'm down to kick it with my friends locally. They know this, okay? A lot of y'all are probably watching this right now. I'm down to kick it, but I'm also more down to travel. I'm actually more down to travel. Like, I'm actually working on a little Austin trip for us. I already got the location, I just don't have none of the details. So if y'all watching this, don't ask me, okay? I always got plans, and my plans be thorough. But I want to do a little girls trip to Austin at some point this year. And I realize if I do that, then that means I'm not going to be out for Sunday Fun Day. I may not be able to make it to every single happy hour. I may not be able to do all the things that everybody else in Houston is regularly doing because people look at Houston as a party spot. And I'm like, I've been living here for too long. I ain't seen nothing new that makes me feel like, ooh, I need to come back and do this every week. Because I don't. What I want to do is meet new people. I want to meet people from New York, from Philly, from the Virgin Islands, from Barbados, from the UK. Like, I don't want to see the same Houston people. Or I don't even want to see people that aren't from Houston in town in Houston because you don't even live here. So I just have to say, baby, do you want to hang out in Houston more, or do you want to be out in Jamaica, Barbados, Belize? More. Like, what matters to you? And you let me know, baby, and I'm gonna get in line after whatever matters to you. And so I realized that I want to be traveling. I want to be collecting these beautiful experiences. I want to be meeting people from across the world and making friends so that I could go hang out with somebody in the UK, so I could meet a friend who lives in South Africa. Like, that's where I assign value. Being able to like live like a bucket list style life. Like, for me, I've had so many bucket list moments, like going to a concert in Colombia. They speaking nothing but Spanish at the darn concert, but the guy who was performing gave Burna Boy. He had locks, deep chocolate, beautiful skin. He had the crowd moving the way Burna Boy would, and I was like, look at Black culture. It don't matter where you are, it's the same. He spoke Spanish. I didn't know what he was saying, but I knew he was giving his absolute best. And I was like, I am living a bucket list moment right now. And I was like, I want more of that. And so if that is something that resonates with you, then you are in the right place, because I'm going to show you how to collect these kind of experiences, baby. How you can afford to travel the world as a single black woman, how to save up money for solo travel. You are in the right place, okay? So that's point one, is to determine what matters most to you and assign value to that and learn how to spend your money based on that. And if you need a template or a resource to kind of organize those thoughts, then download my free 9-to-5 spending plan template. It is linked in the description. That's going to help you kind of understand where your money is going right now and where you want it to go based on the things that matter to you. So again, that's linked in the description. Point two, for the ladies, that want to learn how to save up for solo travel, again, this is a black woman edition, is to save in advance. Like, a lot of times I was taking those trips, y'all. My friend could hit me up on April 10th, and the trip is May 20th, and I would say yes. And I would do the same. We went to Caravana in freaking Toronto, we double back. We went 1 year, went right back around the next year. Both of those trips weren't planned. I think I found the first one on Instagram because we was, my friend was from, where's her family from? I want to say St. Kitts. I think that's where she's from. Anyway, we deep in the island culture, you feel me? So I saw Caravana and I was like, girl, this is in Toronto. We could get there. It's August, pre-birthday. Everything is birthday affiliated. She was like, okay, I've never heard of this, but I'm down. So what do? Hop on the flight, met Toronto, child. We met in Toronto, didn't know what was going on. We had maybe a party ticket or two. We didn't have much going on. We'd never been to Toronto. Well, again, we just was living life on the edge. YOLO was our middle names. And I love that we had those experiences now, because now in our 30s, we know how to plan. Hey, we know how to sit our butts down when we need to. Like, we're all about our money much better now. So we get there. And again, these trips are very last minute. We don't know nothing. All we got is our hotel and two tickets for two separate parties. You feel me? So what I do now, though, is save. And I don't save in the traditional way that people think about. I save with a high yield savings account. So if you've never heard of this, essentially it's an account that will allow you to save more money in less time without you having to work for it. So think of a regular savings account that you have. Like, I want you to download your savings account statement from like maybe the last month and look for the APY on there, which is the annual percentage yield, and you'll probably see like 0.005, 0.003%, which means that your money is earning pennies. Think of that APY as interest that the bank is paying you. And usually, when we think of interest, it's the money we're paying a bank or a lender for something. You have your car, you likely, if you have a car note, then you are paying interest on that car. It could be 5%, 4%. If you have student loans, then you're probably, paying some interest on those back, So that is when we are paying, these banks and these lenders. But the opposite with the high yield savings account is that they are paying us. And so I have used high yield savings accounts for many things. I have one dedicated for my emergency expenses. Again, I'm a homeowner now, so I take my savings serious. But even if you're not a homeowner, anything can happen. You can get into a car accident, you can get sick, emergencies happen. We're adults. We have to be prepared for this. There's often no one else that we can call. I can't call my mom and ask her for $10,000. She ain't got it. And if she did, she needs it for other things. You feel me? So I'm big on saving. That is my number one one of my top priorities when it comes to my pay is whenever I get paid, I put money into that account, and it's often automated. Sometimes I don't even have to do it. For one of my accounts, it's automated. So that is for my emergency savings. If anything goes wrong in my life, I'm prepared. I can get laid off. I have been laid off before. I can quit a toxic job. I've done that before, but I wasn't prepared. But now, and again, this isn't to say I want this to happen, but if I were, I wouldn't feel as stressed and depressed and overwhelmed as I did when those things happened. Life is gonna life, y'all. Even if it's more positive stuff, like saving for a car, saving for a house, saving for a trip. Like, I have a separate savings account, high yield savings account, that I save for my travels, so I put money into that. Every paycheck, I'm putting money into that. And after tithing, my money goes to my savings. That's a way to pay yourself first, as they say. And then the rest of it is bill money, and then whatever I have left, I can kick it with the homies, you know? So with the high yield savings account, the biggest thing that you want to keep in mind of is that they are paying you. And that interest rate, because even though it's an APY, I want you to think of it as interest. The interest rate that they're paying you to hold their money, your money in their account, is often between 4 and 5%. So if you have a balance of like $1,000 in there and the APY is 4%, like you can be having an imbalance, like, and you put that, say you put that $1,000 in there on like August 9th, it's my birthday, August 9th, and you don't touch it, and you leave it in there until August 31st and don't touch it, you will have an ending balance at the end of the year of $1,040 for doing nothing. It's a savings account, y'all. It's not investing, it's not scamming, it's not scheming, it's not going out to find all these other jobs. It's literally a savings account holding your money and the bank paying you to hold it. So I have used that. Heck, I used that to save for my trip here. Like, I'm not talking about my flights. My flights were free. I took 2 separate flights to get here. One to get to Belize and one to get to San Pedro, which is where I am right now. Both of those are free. And I'm gonna talk about that on point 3, because a lot of y'all paying y'all hard-earned money when, baby, you could be getting free flights with points and miles, but that's point 3. So, where was I going with this, baby? So, shoot, where was I going? Let me look at my notes, y'all. So sorry. Okay, so yes, I saved for this trip. You know, I saved I think I saved $1,500. And I had started saving way back in, I want to say February. I didn't know where I was going, but I was like, for this year, I'm going somewhere and I want to wake up in paradise for my birthday. Like, I never get to travel on my actual birthday because August is an expensive time to travel, but I said, I don't care. I'm gonna have the money. I already knew I would have the points to cover my flights, but I'm like, it's the hotel and it's the fun stuff that I need to be trying to figure out. So I've been saving. I was putting $200 aside from every check to save for this trip, you know, and some other stuff popped up. I had to pull out some money, but ultimately, when it was time for me to take it out, I was good. So I have $1,000 to spend over the course of these 10 days, and I'm so thankful for that. It feels good to know that I can take a trip and not worry about coming back to large amounts of debt. Like, that just wasn't, I just didn't like the way that felt, because I would spend months trying to catch up with my money, and sometimes I never did. Especially in my 20s, I never caught up. I just had large balances, and what y'all don't realize about those large balances is that you are paying interest every single month that you carry a balance, which means that you are paying them more money than what you actually borrow, which defeats the purpose. And so now one of the things that I do is I use my high yield savings account to save as much as I can for trips. Now, some trips I still be coming back and I be having to catch up, okay? I'm human. I'm not telling you to seek perfection here, but the goal is to get better each time with the way that you move if travel is something that you truly want to do. And if you are watching this video, you want to learn how to save up to travel, you know, you want to learn how to save up for solo travel, you know, and I'm here to help you make that happen. So if you do not have a high yield savings account, I highly, highly recommend it. It's FDI insured. It's the same kind of insurance that you can have with a Bank of America, a Wells Fargo, all the things. And if you're interested in the one that I have, it is linked below in the description. It's called Marcus by Goldman Sachs. It's an online bank, and if you've heard of Goldman Sachs, again, you already know what it is. This is a well-known bank, okay? And with my APY, the standard is 4.40 that they're advertising right now, but since I'm a partner of theirs, I get, anybody who uses my referral code gets an extra 25%. So that would be 4.65% versus 4.40, which means that your money has an opportunity to earn even more, because 4.65 is higher than 4.40. So that means if you don't touch that $1,000, you're gonna have 4.46. Don't give me the line, but you could put it in a calculator. You can go to percentagecalculator.net and put in actually, baby, I can do that for you right now. Why am I telling y'all to do it? I'm about to do it for you right now. What is 4.65% of 1,000? That's $46. So that means if you put in that $1,000 today, August 9th is my birthday, and you don't touch it until September 1st, because you want to collect that interest for that month, you will have an ending balance of, instead of it being $1,000, it will be $1,046, y'all, and 50 cents. And that may not sound like a lot, but every dollar counts. And if you leave it in there, you want to get to full APY. You're not going to get much money from month to month, but the goal is to continue to add money, add $20, add $30, add $50. So by the end of the year, you maybe have $2,000, which means that you're going to be earning more with the balance of $2,000 versus $1,000. So let's see what 4.65 of $2,000 is. $93. That means your money would have had a chance to earn $93. So your ending balance would be $1,093 versus just $1,000. So hopefully this makes sense. I do have another video. I have tons of videos on my page. I'm gonna see which one I'm gonna link up. I'll look at it and I'll pop it up on the screen, and there'll be a little pop-up up here. I don't know which one I wanna highlight right now, but it's coming, okay? So that's point 2. For the ladies that want to save up, want to learn how to save up for solo travel, specifically for my Black women, okay? So if you don't know what a high yield savings account, or if you have one, comment below. Let me know which one that you use. Otherwise, you can use Marcus by Goldman Sachs, like the one I use. I have 2 accounts with them. Or you can do your Googles and find some other different ones out there that may make sense for you. So number 3 way to, you know, learn how to save up for money, get it together. The number 3 way to learn how to save up money for solo travel is to use travel credit cards, y'all. And this is gonna be a long one. I'm gonna try not to make it long, but like, travel credit cards have changed the game. But I would have not been responsible with the travel credit card at 25, 26 when I was taking these trips and didn't have the money. I needed to wait until I was in my mid-30s to make this happen, baby. I'm 37. I've only had cards for like the last 4 years. And that's by God's grace, because I would have ruined it. I would have paid off all that debt and gotten even more. And I'm like, I don't ever want to have that much more debt on my back like that. Sorry, y'all, I didn't drink that like it was water. It's just a little rosé. So I love travel credit cards, y'all. Travel credit cards have changed the game for me. I can't emphasize it enough. I want to be a travel credit card. Like, that's how much I love them. But again, I would have not been responsible with them if I got one in my 20s. I needed life to life for me to be able to really understand how to use these things, because I would have ruined it. I would have had even more debt that I probably would have never paid off, okay? So I love travel credit cards because they allow me to travel for free. And when I say travel for free, I mean flights. All of my flights for 2024 are free. I haven't paid for one flight this year, y'all. Like, God is so good. I haven't paid for one flight, and I'm not an influencer. I'm not none of the things. I'm a regular, schmegular, 9-to-5 earning girl who got to clock in just like y'all, okay? I do not have a rich uncle. I wish I did, okay? I don't have no sugar daddy. I don't have nothing. I ain't got no rich mama. I ain't got no rich poppy, daddy, nobody. And I wish I did sometimes. I wish I did, okay? But God knows. No rich husband. No, I don't even have a husband, but I hope that my husband likes to travel. I feel like I'm gonna meet him when I travel. I'm gonna probably meet him when I travel, because I like I told y'all, I'm not about to be out in Houston streets. So you're gonna have to catch me in the airport lounge. Anyway, it ain't even about that. We talking about how to travel as a solo woman, baby. So travel credit cards are so amazing. I talk about them so much in my Luxury Living in a 9-to-5 Budget Masterclass, but I want to talk about them a little now, and hopefully y'all get the Masterclass because I go even deeper. But all of my flights have been free this year because of travel credit cards. And so just like any other credit card that you likely have, like, there are often incentives to it. But with travel credit cards, you earn points on every, who the hell? Sorry, I'm getting birthday messages. I don't know who that is, and it's not disappearing. Anyway, you earn points on everyday purchases that you can tally up to then redeem for free flights, free hotel stays, free rental cars. Like, I want to be a travel credit card. And so for me, I'm able to earn points rapidly by doing the things that I was already going to do, that I'm already doing. I have to pay utilities. We all have to pay utilities. I have to get gas. I have to get groceries. I have to pay just to be an adult. You know, I have to pay for hair. I got this hair from Amazon. And it's cute. Do you like my hair? It's crochet hair. I wanted to do something different. I'm like, it's my birthday, and I just wanted to be cute. And I just think I'm so cute. All white when I'm feeling godly, okay? I'm gonna show y'all a full outfit. You'll see it on my travel vlog, okay? This is my money day. We gon' That's gonna be the fun one. That's gonna be my money too. But anyway, let's get back into it. So with travel credit cards, I'm able to earn points or miles, depending on, the word is interchangeable, and these points can be redeemed for flights. And so if I were to, let me think of a day in my life, okay? So Sunday, I don't want to give you all day in my life because that's not your business. But let's think about some of the common expenses that I have. Over the course of a weekend, I've likely gotten groceries. I have likely went out to dinner or grabbed something to eat. Hell, even if it's just a seafood boil, you know, I've likely gotten gas. I've likely paid a bill, you know, a phone bill. I've likely ordered something from Amazon, you know, and that means on all of those purchases, I've earned some points. Now, depending on what kind of card you use, some cards will allow me to earn 3 times the points on expense like groceries, for example. One of my cards actually allows me to do that. So think about it. If I spend $100 on groceries every week, which I do most times because I work from home, $100 every week on groceries times 3, because I get 3 times the points on groceries, that's 300 points. 300 times 4, because I get groceries every week, so that's every week. There's usually 4 weeks in a month. So 300 points times 4, because it's 4 weeks in a month, is 1,200. Off rip, I already earned 1,200 points on one category in my life. That's not even including phone bill. That's not even including gas for the house, electricity for the house, Wi-Fi for the house, car gas, car insurance, everything, y'all. Like, I earn points so easily because we all have to pay these bills, and for so long I used my debit card to pay for these things, and I was getting nothing but just a receipt. Now my cards is like, boom, 200 points, boom, 400 points, boom, 1,000 points. And once you get to around like 5,000 points, you got some room to play around with that. You got some room to book a flight. 500 points is probably like $50, you know, and Southwest be having them random deals. Spirit be having them random deals, baby. You can take a flight and not spend any money until you get there, okay? Like, that is what I be trying to tell my homegirls, and they don't be listening. Some of them do. Some of them do. Shannon, if you're watching this, she's now using her card a lot more. Yeah, love to hear it. My other friend, Amani, she's a big travel girly as well. She has her travel credit card. But there are so many other ones out there. There are so many other resources. And again, you don't have to do anything extra to make this happen. Now, depending on which card you use, you might have to. But for me, I always use the cards that make sense for my lifestyle. You know, when I say that, I mean, am I going to earn points on groceries? Because I'm going to get groceries. Am I going to earn points on gas? I'm always getting gas, you know. Am I going to earn points on eating out? Because I'm going to eat out. And so the card that I use a few cards. But one of my cards in particular, I get 3 times the points on dining and groceries. So even if I just go have a drink somewhere, that's a restaurant, I'm getting 3 times the points. That $20 drink is now gonna give me 60 points. Imagine if I sit there and have 3. Now I got 60, 120, 180. 180, you feel me? I'm gonna have dinner with the girls. You know, black women spend money like drug dealers, baby. We spending a minimum of $100 when we go out to dinner, which is why I do not go out to dinner that much. But when I do, a minimum of 100, baby. 100 times 3, 300. If I'm doing that once a month, it's adding up. You see how it's adding up so quickly? Like, this is not rocket science, but there is a methodology to it because there are so many cards out there. And I feel like so many people are interested, but they don't know where to start, which is literally why I created my Luxury Living on a 9-to-5 Budget Masterclass. I spend so much time breaking down travel credit cards and choosing the right one based on your lifestyle. Ultimately, you have to decide which one is best for you, but I break it down in a way that's easily digestible. So by the end, you know what your next steps are, and you can start earning these points. And that's just on points. Again, all my flights are free. At some point, I'm gonna be able to fly first class, business class, okay? I've never done that. I'm looking forward to doing this. So funny, even last night, I was talking to my friend, and we were looking at Emirates first class, because he's flying Emirates on a trip. And I was like, oh my God, like this, I'm not doing nothing. I'm ready to fly like this. And he has so many points. And I was like, you need to just redeem your points, because you can redeem your points to upgrade as well, y'all. So it doesn't have to be just for a flight or a hotel. If you ended up with like 200,000 points, you can redeem those to upgrade to first class. That's less money coming out of your pocket, and a luxury experience, baby. Okay, I don't have 200,000 points yet. I be spending my points. That's the issue. He don't spend his points. I'm trying to get him to send me some points. If you watching this, send me some points, Donovan. Damn. But anyway, I don't think he flew first class. I told him to upgrade. He didn't do it. I know he didn't do it. He likes to hoard his points. But anyway, I love points. I love points and miles, and they allow me to travel with less stress. Because being able to know that, okay, I'm about to go to this trip, even for Colorado, like it don't even have to be large trips. One of my good friends, Shannon, shout out to you, we went to Colorado for her birthday, free flight. You feel me? After that, I went to Chicago, free flight. I'm now here in Belize, free flight. Like, and I'm earning these points on stuff that I would do anyway. I'm not earning it on unnecessary stuff. I'm not going out to buy a Peloton. I'm not going out to do all these unnecessary things. I'm spending money on the stuff that I was gonna do anyway. This pair from Amazon, I earn points on. My little Shein swimsuit and cover up, points. Shein earrings, points. You earn points on everything. And with the cards that I use, I earn a minimum of 2 points. So them big old Shein hauls y'all do for $500, $250, imagine what that looks like in points, baby. That can be 500 points. That can be 1,000 points easily on the stuff that you would already do. So again, that is just one of the many things I talk about in my Luxury Living on a 9-to-5 Budget Masterclass. I show you how to go from emotional overspending, unconscious spending, to confidently being able to afford the trips and the experiences that we all love, baby. Now, you may not be a trip vacation girl, but you probably a hair girl, you probably a nail girl, and I still show you how you can still earn points on those things and how you can save for those things. We go deeper into other different accounts. Like I just highlighted high yield savings accounts on this one, but there are so many other accounts that will pay you to hold your money, and I talk about them in further detail in the masterclass, y'all. 90 minutes of pure gems. If you purchase it today, you get immediate access. And I'll also allow my girls, depending on when you're watching this, by the end of September. After September, I'm not gonna offer this, but if you purchase the masterclass by the end of September, then you can email me after and I will give you a free 30-minute session. Now, you gotta go through the full masterclass first. But one thing I've noticed with the ladies who have purchased it is that sometimes they wanna run through their scenario with me now. Like now that they know all these things, they think they know what they wanna do, but they wanna just get an outside opinion, and that's what I'm here for. And so I've done that with some of my ladies, and it's helped them to accomplish the things that they wanna do. So I'm gonna post a video here of one of my masterclass girlies who, Miss T, if you're watching this, because I always do the one with Bree on my other videos. You can check that out on my other travel videos. But I'm going to highlight hers here on this video. And she's going to tell you more about who this is for and what she's gained from it so that you can get inspired and encouraged to get you one, baby. Because the Masterclass is a game changer, and you join a community of like-minded women that desire to confidently and comfortably afford their lives. So I'm going to post Miss T on the screen. So this is about the Masterclass. So who would you recommend the Masterclass for?
Like a group?
Anybody, like who, just whatever comes to mind. Like who do you think this would be beneficial for?
My first thought was my friends, just because I'm biased because none of my friends around me want to talk about money. They want to talk about spending, but they don't want to talk about making. Mm-hmm. So the first thing I thought of was my peer group, like my FYP. They're not talking about that. They're not thinking about that. But that's what's actually going on when you think about the consequences that you have to face in the future, in 3 months, you know. So, like I say, I tell my friends about you.
All right. So, again, that is linked in the description. If you purchase by the end of September, email me after you purchase it. We'll set up a free 30-minute session after you do the masterclass so we can talk through some more strategy if you need it, but only if you sign up by the end of September, y'all. And before the price goes up, because the price is going up. I'm getting all these receipts, all this good feedback. It's all on my landing page. You don't even have to hear it from me. You can hear it from my girlies, and they don't lie. I don't twist nobody's arm, baby. If you love it, you love it. If you don't, you don't. But I ain't heard nobody say they don't love it, okay? Now the girls are traveling more, okay? The girls are realizing they got more money than they realized, and now they're spending based on what they value. So just to recap, for the ladies that want to, you know, learn how to save up for solo travel, then, you know, number one, Spend based on what you value and not on what everybody else values. Number 2, if you want to learn how to save up more money for solo travel, use high yield savings accounts to save your money. It allows you to save more in less time and save more without you having to get all these extra jobs. Like, who wants to do all that? We want to spend our time enjoying our lives, enjoying our family, enjoying our friends. Like, we're not looking to do all that. And then point 3 is to learn how to earn free flights, free travel with travel credit cards. And again, I dive much deeper into that in my Luxury Living on a 9-to-5 Budget Masterclass. So comment below. Let me know if this was helpful for you. Let me know if you'd like to hear more videos, or if you have any other kind of questions around like solo travel. I'm happy to create more videos. Again, I'm not an expert, but I have so many like good ideas on my brain. But yeah, I'm here to remind you that, like, is solo travel safe for Black women? Yes, it is. I'm here in Belize right now. Belize is actually one of the most friendly places for solo travelers. It's very Black. It's English speaking. Like, I really want to do more videos, but only if y'all want to see them, because I'm not going to waste my time if y'all don't want to see them. And then, if you have questions, or if you want to see a video on like safety trips for Black women traveling, like, I'm happy to do that as well. But you just let me know, okay? Because I want to see more of us outside and overseas. I want to see us in the airport lounges. Like, and those are free to get in, y'all. Like, you don't have to pay for them with the cards that I highlight in my masterclass. Like, that means you ain't gotta pay when you're at the airport to eat and drink. And when I say drink, I mean champagne, I mean margaritas, and it's unlimited. Like, it's so funny. One of my masterclass girlies who bought the masterclass, she did a little session with me, and she was like, okay, so the airport lounge is free? She was like, she just couldn't understand it. She was like, okay, so it's free to get in? I said, yeah. She said, we could eat for free? I said, yeah. She said, we could have drinks? She said, I said, yeah. She said, and it's unlimited? She was just waiting for me to say no. I said, no, baby. This is why I'm on her to get a card, because she was like, okay, the masterclass helped me so much. I travel so much. Me and my boyfriend travel so much, and I didn't even know these things existed. And I'm here to show y'all that you can live the soft life. You can live the luxury life with the income that you already earn. We're not going up sleeping under no man. We're not going out begging nobody for no money. We're not carrying large balances, baby. We learning how to make this stuff happen with the money that we already earn, and it's being realistic and assigning your money responsibility based on what you value. So hopefully this was helpful. Comment below, wish me a happy birthday. Even though this isn't going to be posted on my birthday, it doesn't matter. I still want to see the happy birthday messages. Let me know which one of these things you're going to sign up for. Let me know any other questions, comments you have. Please like, share this video, subscribe, comment, do all the things, y'all, because I'm out here trying to show you how to live life right and not on some scheming and scamming stuff like everybody else. So thank you so much for watching. I will see you on the next video. Let me know if you want more solo traveling style, tips. Obviously, I'll have an official Belize solo travel vlog. That's probably gonna get posted first. I'll pop that up on the screen somewhere whenever it's available. And yeah, I'll see you guys on the next video.